Welcome to the Caldwell County Schools Profiles. I'm Don Phipps, the Superintendent of the Caldwell County Schools, and I'll be your host for today's show. On this episode of Profiles, we have two guests. I'll have Mr. Andy Puhl, who's the principal of the Caldwell Career Center Middle College, and Dr. Jeff Church, Associate Superintendent for Auxiliary Services for Caldwell County Schools, joining me. To begin segment one, we have Mr. Puhl with us. Andy, welcome to the set.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Could you give us a little overview of the Middle College?
Sure. The Middle College is an innovative high school here on the Caldwell Community College campus. It started in 1999 as a half-day program for a lot of the trades programs that are going on in the schools. It made a transition in 2005 more to workforce readiness and became a full-day program. Currently, we work with students grades 9 through 12, and we have 3 different academies. We have an engineering academy, biomedical academy, and advanced technologies academy.
Now, how is it distinguished from the early college? Because I know it's not just simply another early college.
It is not. We're very much focused on the programs that we have here for the students. We want students who come in who have a strong interest in our programs. The programs we have are career and technical oriented. They lead to degrees, two-year degree programs, but they're not necessarily the college transfer classes. Our goal is to get kids in and find areas that they're passionate about, that we can get them a degree and get them into the workforce. If they want to go to a 4-year college, they'll be prepared for that, but our focus is getting kids into the areas that they're interested in.
And as you look at changes and refinements in curriculum and just overall operations of the school for the 2019-2020 academic year, what are the types of things that you're looking at?
Well, we looked at the curriculum we were offering, and the whole goal for students when they come to us is to get a high school degree plus something else from the college, whether it be a certificate or a 2-year degree. When we looked at it early in the year, we were able to kind of tweak the programs a little bit for better outcome for students. With our engineering program, the students will get a 2-year degree in mechatronics. With our Advanced Technologies Academy, they'll get a 2-year degree in digital media and mobile apps development. And then in our biomedical, what we've tried to do is change our focus with a certificate. In the past, it was a medical office certificate. Now it's more of a nursing certificate. Students will also have an opportunity to take more classes in a nursing program and associates in nursing, as well as other programs that the college offers. By doing so and by making the switch more towards college-oriented programs, it gives kids, again, a better outcome. The community college has been wonderful. They've been a great partner through this as we built programs, and it's just a great opportunity for students. There's a lot of pathways for success. And we're hoping this provides students a good leg up for them.
Now, you're located on the community college campus.
We are.
How does that assist you in terms of the types of programs and services that are provided to our students?
Well, it's great. The students love it. They like being on a college campus. They feel like a college student. We're right here. We have the college programs. Again, we're working with their degree programs, and so we have access to their labs, to the spaces they have, to the equipment that's there. Students can take advantage of the other things the college offers, like the Learning Center and the Writing Center. So our students take advantage of all those opportunities that are here in front of them.
Now, the name Middle College associated with the school is not a middle school. So what grade level are you serving?
We work with students 9 through 12. It's a 4-year program. So again, there's been a little confusion with the name of the Middle College. A lot of people aren't really sure what it is. So we're exploring some opportunities that are going to better fit the school going forward. We're looking at a name change. And I think what we're wanting to do is something that's going to incorporate the work that the students are doing, that more accurately reflect what's going on. All the programs here on the college campus, they're applied sciences for the most part. And again, we're in partnership with them, in partnership with CTE, our career development. So we want to make sure that we have a name that more accurately reflects what's going on. And kind of separates it a little bit. That's kind of more in line with the mission and outcomes we're looking for students.
And when you think about the work that you do for recruitment and attracting potential students, what would a typical student who's going to do well in a program that we have at the Middle College, what would they be like?
What we tell students what we're looking for is we want students who work hard, who put forth the effort. They don't have to be your AIG, your top students. We want students who want to be here for the programs. You have to have an interest. If you're not interested in the programs that we're offering, it may not be the best place for you. But at the same time, the students who do have that interest, we want them who want to come in, who want to work, All of our work in our classrooms, even our academic classrooms, are collaborative. We want to prepare students for the workforce. When they get out, they're going to be working with a lot of other people. So a lot of things they do is group-oriented. It's very student-centered, so they need to be able to work with each other. They need to have a student who turns their assignments in. That's the biggest thing. We tell students it's difficult. There's a lot of technical classes. They're not easy, but it takes trial and error. It's kind of, we call it failing forward. Sometimes in skill development, you don't always get it the first time. But as long as you're willing to work and continue to put forth the effort, we can work with you and train you and get you where you need to be.
So obviously college credits are something that's quite an attraction for students and for parents. What about professional certifications, where there may not be quite as much knowledge in the public of the value of a professional certification and a credential that a student can earn while they're in high school? Can we talk about that a bit?
Sure. Built into each one of the programs, you have certificates. For students, if something were to happen and didn't get all the way through for the two-year degree, there are certificates that are along the way that are workforce credentials. So if a student were to earn a certificate and they were to go into the workforce, they can earn extra money. And then of course, a step beyond that will be the two-year degree, which would be, again, extra money. So it's more money in their pockets when they leave. The credentials, they go straight with what jobs are looking for, what employers are looking for. So you can come out with something, and we hope students leave here with is more than just a high school education. We want them with credentials that are ready for the workforce, that's going to pay them a little extra money, and put them a little farther along the way when they leave.
Now, students who are part of the program apply to become a student in the middle college.
Yes.
And I know that we've gone through the application process as well as the selection process. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Sure. We start the recruitment process. This year was a little bit delayed, but we try to start it in the fall as far as getting information out to our middle schools so they can share it with our 8th grade students. We schedule visits to come out to the college. And again, the big thing is we want students who want to come here for what we offer, not for what something else is, but for what we do. So we try to be clear on what they're going to be doing, but we recruit the students, I don't like a recruiting, but we share the information and we encourage students who have that interest to apply. There's an application process, there's an online application, we also do interviews. And the whole point of that is trying to make sure we have students who want to be here, who want to fulfill the program. We work with those students, we go through the interview process, and again, then we make our selections. We had a very successful process this year. We were quickly able to fill all of our 60 slots. We only can take 60 spaces. We were able to fill all of those really quickly. We're very excited for the students to get to come. We wish we could take more, but that's just kind of where we are. But it was a very, very, very competitive process this year.
Okay. What about upcoming events? I know you have graduation on the horizon and then Freshman Orientation. We talk about that a bit.
Yes. We have Awards Day next Friday on May 10th. So we'll have our Awards Day for our outgoing seniors and to recognize them on some scholarships and things they've earned. Graduation will be May 22nd over at the Civic Center at 7 o'clock. It's hard to believe we're only 3 weeks away from that. We got exams starting soon too. We also have Freshman Orientation. We do have that for our rising freshmen. We will do that July 8th, 9th, and 10th right here on the college campus. We'll bring them in. We spend all day with the students, kind of getting familiarized a little bit with the college and where they need to be and traveling back and forth.
Anything else about the program, the school in general, that you'd like to share?
There's a lot of changes going on right now. We're very excited about the direction we're taking. We're going to continue to look and find avenues for our students to succeed.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That'll conclude our first segment. Our next segment, we'll have Dr. Jeff Church, our Associate Superintendent, joining us. Welcome back to segment 2 of the Caldwell County Schools Profiles. Joining me on the set now is Dr. Jeff Church, who's the Associate Superintendent for Auxiliary Services with the Caldwell County Schools. Welcome, Jeff.
Good morning.
Can you tell me a little bit about your roles and responsibilities with the title of Assistant Superintendent for Auxiliary Services? What does that actually mean?
That auxiliary services is basically the day-to-day operations of the school system. Our department oversees maintenance, transportation, child nutrition, and wraparound and technology. We never know what we're going to get into on each day.
Right. How long have you been in the field of education?
I've been with Caldwell County Schools, started getting ready to end up my 29th year. So started as an exceptional children's teacher at West Caldwell, assistant principal at West Caldwell, a principal at Gateway School, principal at Hudson Middle, and then my current position.
And I know in the current role that you have, one of the pieces or projects that's been at the center of a lot of your work has been the project at Granite Falls Middle School. Can you tell us a little bit about that project? I guess number one, that we've got a groundbreaking event that'll happen today.
We do. We have it starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're looking forward to that. That's the culmination of over 20 years of want with the system. Back about 20 years or so ago, the school system did a blue ribbon study, and two of the major needs are Wheeling Middle and Granite Falls Middle, new construction there. 2015 we opened 2015 we opened Wheeling Middle, and then hopefully by 2021 we will have completed Granite Falls Middle.
So timeline for construction, you mentioned anticipated completion date. What are some of the milestones that we're looking for and time frames that we're looking at as you go through the project construction?
Currently, today is our groundbreaking, and we will hopefully have a contract in place that's being reviewed by our attorneys and by the contractor, and we should have that in place within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully breaking ground mid-May, and then the fun begins. It's an exciting project.
Now, it's unique in many ways, and part of the uniqueness that I see is you're taking a new building and you're having it more of a traditional look to what the facility that's there now looks like. But also the construction is going to be going on site while the students are still in school. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yes. We'll talk a little bit about the facility itself. It's a combination. We're doing combination remodel and combination new construction, and we are going to be remodeling the 1935 portion of the building, which is the portion next to the band room, next to the auditorium there, and then the new construction will be built behind that. So during the construction phase, we will have safety barriers up, and we will be constantly, our contractors and our school administrators will be constantly watching out for student safety. And there will be a designated barrier there where there is no access.
And there'll be some phasing of the projects, is that correct?
There will be phasing of the project. Hopefully by August of this next year, we will be in the new phase, and students, current 5th grade students, will be sitting in, current 4th grade students will be sitting in a brand new classroom.
So tell us a little bit about the actual construction and amenities or special features that will be in place with the new building.
It's, as you know, our building has been built in multiple stages. We have a 1935 wing, we have a 1945 wing, and we have a 1950s wing. And they were very well constructed. They've been there a long time. However, it's time for an update. So we'll be adding new construction. Total construction will be right around 100,000 square feet. We will be adding a technatorium and a new cafeteria in the 1935 building. It's going to be interesting that the oldest part of the building will have the most technology in it whenever the time comes. And from the outside, it will look the same. We're not changing the outside. We're still protecting the heritage and the culture of Granite Falls and all that the school has meant. So it's an exciting project.
When we do a project like that, how do we learn from the classroom construction or the resources that we put in classrooms that may benefit other schools in our county?
We do a lot of research with that. We have a great design team, McKissick and Associates out of Winston-Salem. We lean on them heavily. However, we also visit other schools and we see what they're doing. We have annual meetings and we visit vendors there too. And but the biggest way of learning is seeing what other people are doing.
Now, you mentioned the architect construction firm. Can you tell us a little about how you go through the process of making that selection, and then it's not just a matter of them showing up for groundbreaking and then they start construction. A great deal of work I know goes into what happens behind the scenes. Can you talk about that a bit?
It is. We actually started this project this is 2019, and we actually started it in 2017. So we've been designing this and working through this for a little over 2 years now. And for architects and for design firms, if you're a public agency, you don't put out a request for proposals. You don't ask for a fee. You have to, you submit qualifications, and then you interview. You go through an interview process, and you see which firm best meets your needs and best communicates with you. And so we went through that, had numerous firms that we screened. We interviewed 3, and then eventually hired McKissick and Associates.
Are there any construction techniques that would be innovative and new that a person who's followed construction in the past may not have seen before?
We actually, there are. We are using pour-in-place forms. We're can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but instead of using cinder block construction, coming up traditional construction, our forms are going to be insulation board, and then we'll pour solid cement walls between them, and so they'll have a really significant R value, and so which will help us in the long run with our energy costs.
And as we do new construction, I'm sure we're looking at economy in terms of having schools that are green as much as we can possibly have, that are energy efficient, and also student safety and staff safety is also a concern. Are those things that are also being considered in the plans?
They are. You try to, or you work through as you're working through your air handlers, and as you're working through your HVAC system, you're looking at systems that will meet your need, but at the same time are energy efficient. And right now we can't be we can't overdo student safety. That is first and foremost on all of our plates and all of our concerns.
Now, a project like this is very costly, obviously.
It is.
And we've had a variety of funders and folks that have stepped up to the plate to help us with the support. We talk about that a bit?
We can. This project would never get off the ground without the help of our county commissioners. And just publicly, I would like to say thank you to them, because they've been just great support during this process, and it's very much appreciated. Also, this project wouldn't get off the ground without the support from the state. We applied for and received a needs-based grant, and that grant was for $15 million. The building construction itself, the bids came in just over $24 million, and so $15 million of that will be paid for through grant funds. The caveat for the grant funds is we lose some lottery funds. I get asked a lot in the community, what about our lottery funds? What do the lottery funds go to? And this is a good example of what our lottery funds are going to. We gained $15 million in the needs-based grant. However, we lost 5 years worth of lottery funds for the grant, and that equates to about $4 million. So if you do the math, we have about an $11 million grant. So we're getting a $24 million school for $13 million. It's pretty good math.
Right. How about the town of Granite Falls? I know that they've also done some things that have helped support the project in terms of things that have been done by the actual town.
Yes, the town, again, thank you for mentioning that. Jerry Church and his staff at Town of Granite Falls have been wonderful to work with. We appreciate them. We appreciate they've helped us with some tap fees, and they've helped us with some designs currently of a sewer line that we're going to have to run. That was in the paper just recently, this past week, and that's something that the town has helped us with, but they've been a great support during this process.
And Representative Destin Hall? Destin
Hall has been a huge support to us during down in Raleigh, and he has really helped us.
And the folks at the Department of Public Construction have also been there to answer questions and help us along the way.
Yes, we have a review process. Our design team reviews or designs the building, and then it goes through Department of Public Construction for review, and then also goes through Department of Insurance for review as well.
Well, we thank you for your leadership. Would not be able to do what we're doing without the work that you've put in. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our program. We again appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing you at our next episode. Thank you.